All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Yu Yu Hakusho, episode 78. Oh boy.
Yeah, we got to fight now.
We got to fight. Sensui and Sniper just showed up.
Yep. And that means Yusuke is probably going to have his first of maybe many encounters with Sensui. I don't see this as being their final fight. But also the fact that he's bold enough to show up here means that he's probably playing some game where he's separating the groups.
Yeah, because he is showing himself with only one of his compatriots, and while they have taken out two of his allies, the others are still unaccounted for. So, yeah.
Especially Gourmet. Someone that definitely just ate one of the Toguro brother.
Right. So, it feels like Gourmet might be relevant
in the
potentially.
Wings,
yeah, in the wings at the very least. And that would definitely be an interesting way to complicate this because Team Urameshi brought the whole squad down to deal with Sensui because it's...
Of course they did.
Sensui.
Yeah.
Okay. And him and Yusuke...
is important.
Right. And they're being smart about this so far, it seems.
Yeah, they're basically having Yusuke, given that he's the strongest one of them in a lot of ways, having him going in and intentionally entering the territory so that the others can observe and be like, okay, what does their territory, mean?
Yep.
And like, what ways do we have to counteract that? I would very much like to see this being the classic shonen fight where it's the peanut gallery literally being useful because their job is to
pick apart what's happening.
And give that information to Yusuke.
Yep.
Which would actually be really funny now that I think about it, to be like, wait a minute, the thing that always annoyed me of old school shonen fights is actually a mechanical, good aspect of the fights in Yu Yu Hakusho.
That would feel
Takashi,
like...
What the fuck? You are so fucking funny. That's hilarious.
It does feel like it would have that Togashi kind of flair of like, I'm not just going to do something awesome that you might have been bothered by in other shows. I'm going to specifically work it into the mechanics.
And thus, it's also like a funny joke in that it's like...
Exactly, yeah.
Yusuke, what the fuck are you doing out there?
No, I told you his territory does this.
Yeah.
Yep.
I would also love to see this be a thing where Sensui is so strong that he doesn't use his territory. He's like, no, I don't need to do that.
I'm not revealing that shit, yeah.
Yeah, not in front of everybody. No,
right.
I'll do that when I've got like one or two of you isolated from the group, and then it's like, oh, too late.
Yep.
You're done. So, also, snipers here.
Right.
Which we cannot forget what snipers do. So,
exactly.
Yeah, nobody's safe, theoretically. They might have all been in snipers' territory for a while now.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, so, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
The touch of
what if the reason why Game Master is called Game Master is because he was Sensui's DM back in his Spirit Detective days? Or his GM,
Right.
So he's just great. He's like, oh, I can help you find a way to get access to psychic abilities.
Hey, Togashi did add the whole 20-sided die thing in Hunter x Hunter, so I wouldn't, I'd be surprised, but I wouldn't be that surprised.
It's that whole thing where, Togashi has been trying to get, people, slowly into the idea of tabletop RPGs, but he has to be very subtle about it, otherwise people in the anime community will be like, nerd!
Watch.
What?
No, the whole thing that got him into making manga was because he was like, all right, I don't have a group. Damn it. So I'll just make it myself. Fine, I'll do it myself.
Yeah, I'll do it myself, yeah.
Oh, Sniper's backing up.
Yeah, that's real power right there.
Yeah.
Safety.
Hell yeah.
Safety. They'll take him.
You have to tell me
Kuwabara.
what you're talking about.
Who's in danger? Do you mean Yusuke?
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Fuck!
All right. I mean, our boy's taking hits from Toguro.
Yeah, how'd that one feel, Yusuke?
Try that again.
Oh, okay, hey, just back in it!
Sensui's movements are so minimal with his blocks.
Yeah. think Yusuke's lacking a bit of the
Finesse.
martial arts side of things, yeah.
What the hell was that? All my punches were solid, but he brushed them aside like broccoli he didn't order. Didn't even give me a chance to kick his ass.
As I thought, the two detectives are too much alike. With their
Okay.
similar background, it's akin to fighting your own reflection in the mirror.
Cool. Bringing more parallels in, yeah.
Sensui anticipates Yusuke's every move. It's what he would do.
Gotcha.
He's one step ahead.
And he knows exactly how to block it with the minimal effort.
You're not understanding me. Mr. Sensui desperately wants to recruit him to his side.
You
Shit.
got the wrong guy. No one wants Kazuma on their side. They
Wow.
get stuck with him.
No, I'm sure Kuwabara is the psychic. Mr. Sensui needs his power to cut down the barrier.
We've got to warn them. Hey!
Botan, get
Ah!
down!
Ah!
Uh-huh. Yep.
Oh, not this guy again.
He's at the high ground.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a pickle.
Yep. Yep, keeping them from communicating.
Yes, old woman, you recognize the Rishuryuken art form, but this technique you have never seen.
Oh shit, here we go.
My own special blend of Rishuryuken and spirit energy. A vengeful new twist on an old favorite.
I have to do something or else Kazuma's toast. I have an idea.
What's that?
Split up.
It's time to judge your allies.
Oh shit!
Oh no! Oh no!
Shizuru, what are you doing?
My duty as a sister. He may piss me off sometimes, but he's my little bro. And
Hell yeah.
I'm
All right.
the one who gets to pick on him.
Genkai. Redirect it or dodge, okay.
Okay, they were able to get out of the way. That's good.
All the training in the world can't make up for bad aim.
Oh shit.
He
Wait.
wasn't aiming for
Oh my god.
Botan?
Botan will be fine.
Hold on! Help is on the way!
Shit.
Kuwabara! Hands up!
Shit!
Jeez, okay. Oh.
All
Stay
right,
together.
Go take care of the girls. Meanwhile, you'll be permanently retiring his ass.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
go. Oh, that pissed him off.
For such a dumb kid, you've got a pretty smart mouth, Urameshi.
What, you like smarts? Tell me if this smart's enough for you.
A feint?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a bad fake.
Yeah.
Do him much good.
I mean, hey, he just needs to keep you busy while everyone else does stuff.
Yep. Because your style's reactive.
That's right.
He can choose
Try
when
and
to attack.
anticipate my next move.
I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Oh, shit.
God, so fast.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting pissed. It's a shame Junior couldn't find a better replacement.
Oh.
I just can't decide if I should be insulted or flattered.
What's causing that? Well, when there's smoke, there's fire.
I somehow knew someone was going to say something like that.
Oh, Gourmet.
Game
And
Master.
Game Master, yeah.
Yeah, it's a full-scale war now, brat. No turning back.
And they're gone. Oh. Wait. Why are y'all splitting up?
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, they're trying to loop around to catch him going
Maybe.
this way. All right. Chizuru's okay.
Shizuru.
I'm okay, but
But unfortunately, I can't say the same for my kid brother, who once again has gotten himself in serious danger. Those freaks want to kidnap him, which isn't such a bad deal for me, but they're gonna use him to open the plastic wrap to hell, so you might want to tell Yusuke to keep him out of sight.
Open the plastic wrap to hell?
Yeah.
Thanks, Keiko. I knew I could count on you. I'll
God.
be there in a minute.
God, her line delivery is sometimes so monotone and flat. As you say, I'll be there in a minute, okay?
Yeah. Oh, okay, so she did get hurt pretty bad.
I don't bleed to death.
Shit.
There! Get him!
Oh, he's gonna bring other people into this.
Mm-hmm.
They just don't make spirit detectives like they used to.
You mean crazy and evil? No, they sure don't, thank you. Bite me!
Yeah, I think this might be a bit of an outclass situation, Yusuke. You might need to get help from your bros here.
Yeah. What I wouldn't give to have a wrecking ball like Hiei right now.
Wow.
Okay. Was that the plan? Oh, yeah!
Well, now that I finally got a leg up on you,
Nice.
let's see how you play kickball with this!
Oh.
The
He was
second-
waiting for that.
Spare.
Shit.
Hey, you yellow-bellied bully! You just gonna kick a man while he's down?
Shit!
Fight me, the
Where's
warrior,
Kurama?
defender of the defenseless! He'll kill you! For I am Kazuma Kuwabara!
Wait, is he distracting him for Kurama?
Shiny new sword!
Oh, he might be.
Last, the moment of truth I've been waiting for.
Wait a sec, this is just my plain old everyday spirit sword! Man, what happened to the new souped up one I used against Seaman?
Yeah, you were in a more dire situation, so
Yep.
the need was greater.
That blade could barely slice through butter, let alone dimensions. He must need stimulus to power up.
Here goes!
That isn't very wise.
Catches
Catch it, yeah. Wow.
His defense is superb.
Yeah.
He may be able to elude direct attacks, but my rose whip can hit several points of contact at once.
Right. Predict this.
Okay, he's retreating.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Too cool. Everyone's like,
Holy shit! Yeah.
Dare you risk that erratic weapon among civilians?
oh, wow.
Coward.
Damn.
Move the fight to the center of town.
That okay, I like that. That's cool.
Good.
That's really cool.
Farewell.
After him!
Okay.
You can't do that with these
slowly
innocents standing
separating them.
Fine, not that I ever miss my target, but if it's a change of venue you want, I'm game.
around. Obviously, they're trying to split us up. Why?
It's
Isolate
working.
Yusuke. We should stay together. Leave me no choice.
Kurama, it's Kuwabara. We have to find Yusuke and warn
Stay back!
Oh, poo!
No!
Poo!
Oh shit!
Poo!
These are very cool with your motorcycle.
Oh, game is up.
Oh, Pooh! Pooh, please, wake up!
Oh,
please.
okay. He's okay. He's okay. He's okay.
You're all right.
Keiko, are you injured?
No, but we absolutely have to get to Kuwabara before they do.
Why?
Okay, keeps passing it along.
Where the hell did Genkai and
Yeah. I'm kind of curious about that.
I mean, seriously, why can't we ever have a chase on an elevator?
The slight turn every time.
Uh-oh.
Oh no. Shit.
No idea.
Cartoons like a normal kid.
And
My
territory.
spirit awareness is working again. I must be caught up in one of those mutants' territories. But whose? You little punk. Is this yours?
Oh, all right. He sussed him out.
Yeah. Oh no.
Both of them.
Oh!
Away from you, Sensui. This is a place where I end your damn life.
3, 2, 1.
Kuwabara!
Well,
Just
that's
like
it.
that.
Easy.
Oh.
So he has the power of the Taguro brother, basically. That's probably how he did that.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Yeah, you're probably right.
Look out below!
Fire!
Car's about to be impounded! Spirit guy!
Hell yeah!
Oh crap! I forgot about Kuwabara!
No, you're good. You're good.
And then what? Gourmet eats it or something? Okay, just dodge.
If you kill me, you are so dead.
Oh. All right, here we go. Holy shit.
Well, yeah, you're outclassed, Yusuke.
Yeah, he didn't match that power for power. It just...
That jerk popped my spirit gun like a party balloon at a stupid kid's birthday. In case anyone's taking notes, that's not a good sign.
Are you kidding me? This
Really?
dub. This dub.
Yeah.
On the bright side, at least Kuwabara survived.
Yeah, and they got away!
Yusuke, what are you doing? That's not even yours.
It is now!
Yeah.
He can ride a bicycle faster than any
I
car.
can't let them hurt Kuwabara. Stupid bike lock. And don't tell me not to save him. It's what he would do.
But we can't have you going off alone.
Sensui's masterful
Okay.
plan to kidnap Kuwabara has succeeded. Can Yusuke possibly catch up to them in time to prevent the jaded ex-spirit detective from breaking through the barrier to Demon World and unleashing terror on Earth?
All right. There we go. That's
Well,
that worked.
okay.
All right.
Okay.
Yep. You got Kuwabara.
Got Kuwabara.
I mean,
Awesome.
I wanted a rescue arc, like at some point.
And
like,
Kuwabara is the
let's have
perfect
it.
person to have the rescue arc for.
Yeah, because his manly spirit will reach the hearts of his captors.
That's right.
They won't even be able to stay true to their devoted beliefs.
Exactly.
Because the raw heart of a human man can reach them.
You made the tactical error, Sensui, of trying to attack Kuwabara where he's strongest. His ideals.
Yes, exactly.
His pompadour will not be swayed by anything. But for now, we have a situation on our hands.
Yeah.
And I gotta say, I really liked how this episode went down. Barring the one thing of like Genkai and Koenma just sort of buggering off some other direction for some reason. That could be for, they could have a plan. But it's something where we get to see the bad guys having thought this through ahead of time, doing the right things to piss off the heroes so that they basically keep engaging, and then it's on their terms, and they can have it go pretty much whichever way they want.
And not all of it worked.
Nope. No.
Like one of the ideas of basically going after Kuwabara's sister, basically by making Kuwabara have that scare there where he would then separate.
Yep.
Didn't work.
Yeah.
They were able to stop that, and he was like, "Well, shit, that was supposed to be one of the things." They're
Right.
like, "Okay, we'll keep trying."
Right. We have multiple plans after all. Yeah.
So we now do the running away strat.
Yep.
We at the very least keep Yusuke at the chomping at the bit, and who's going to be the closest at his heels? Well, Kurama and Kuwabara.
And
of
Sniper
course.
can just play interference basically, and just
wing it.
Yeah, wing it and just be like, okay, where do I need to be? All right, cool. I'll insert myself here, distract them for a bit, slow them down, and then there you go. Right.
Yep. I mean,
awesome.
In terms of the actual mechanics of this, one of my favorite things about this is that every second matters. So the few seconds that Kurama's separated mean a lot because Sensui's still moving. They're moving after him.
Yep.
It's not a thing of where they stop and freeze for a little bit and then Kurama gets to catch up all the way to him there.
Yeah, Kurama is going to unless they stop, be pretty much forever that 500 feet, behind them or whatever, which basically means he's not there. So, okay.
This worked out really well for Sensui.
Yeah. And also, I got to say, I liked a lot of the specific tactics that they used with regards to, limitations that they had in the way they overcame them. So, having actual vehicles, right?
Yep.
Like, yeah, they have to drive and use motorcycles and things like that. Okay, cool. Oh, he can predict all of Yusuke's moves and very precisely counter them. Awesome. Well, what about Kurama? He's got a whip. That's going to be a lot harder to predict.
And he's like, no, I can't do that. So how about I just jump into a crowd?
Right.
Oh, I don't care
if
humans die indiscriminately.
Right.
You do, right?
Yeah, that's a wonderful way to show that while the antagonists are competent, they are not perfect. They have limitations. The things that the protagonists do can be really good ideas that work. And then it's like, oh, yeah, since we can't deal with that except for, making it be something where Kurama isn't going to use his whip. Cool.
Yep.
Okay. That's fun.
That's very
I love
fun.
to see that sort of counterplay.
Yeah, I also just really loved seeing that Sensui is able to think on his feet. I was waiting to use that one. But when it comes to Urameshi specifically, the types of attacks that Urameshi uses are not very subtle in that regard. So it's not just that he manhandled Yusuke. He also did not use his power to hurt or even really come close to killing Yusuke.
Right.
In some ways, he is also trying to break Yusuke here. What I think he's playing here in the long term is he's like, oh, I'm going to get your best friend. How convenient.
What will
I
you
can
do
use
to...
this against you. And then what are you willing to do in response to that?
We already have the little concessions that Yusuke's making that, maybe we're a big deal in, manga because we can't have our main character breaking the law, but he steals a bike,
Oh my gosh.
Right. Next, wanton slaughter and murder, it's just one step of many, he can get him there, he thinks.
Slippery slope. And
exactly.
I do love the idea that Sensui kind of has this slight bit of ego and pride of the idea of like, oh, you're my replacement? I don't know if I should be insulted or, kind of feeling a little bit proud in the fact that they couldn't find anyone nearly as good as me. And the best they got is you.
Yeah.
I guess I am actually that big of a deal.
Right. And showing that he has this level of ego, I think is really interesting and fun to point out because because his plan is about one of the most egotistical things you could possibly do of saying, I will judge the world, all of humanity. I know better, right? I will be the one that will basically say you're not up to snuff, right? That's like, I've heard people say that even waking up in the morning and thinking you could do some good is really arrogant, right?
Sure. Sure.
But this, oh shit, like
my dude, you need to have some humble pie served to you, a la spirit gun,
Right, and so that's wonderful that we get to see that coming into play in situations that don't just involve his grand master plan.
Yeah.
Right? Because having us get to know the characters, right? That can be tough to do in a show that has a lot of focus on action.
Sure.
Because if we're not going to be having a perspective on the baddies when the main characters aren't around, right? And we have a good workaround with that they take Kuwabara.
Yeah.
How do you get us to actually know these people and feel like we care when they end up coming into conflict without breaking the tension of the conflict by going into, all right, now let's do some backstory exposition, whatever.
Exactly.
You can totally do that and have it work. But if we can see it be something where the way in which he fights against Yusuke and does all these things, we can get a feeling for the kind of person he is. Awesome.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah.
I also really liked the mechanics of the part where Yusuke caught his foot and then he's like, okay.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
I've got 2 feet.
But then once he then goes to summon spirit energy from his hand, he's like, oh, that hand's not going to be used for defense now. What?
Yep.
Done.
Oh, and you're locked into a certain location too, same as I am.
Yeah.
I can get you in a
I
point
can,
that for
I
a
can
regular
move faster basically than you can charge spirit energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And the point that I hit you is probably something that would be a kill shot for a normal person, right? Because and he wouldn't have necessarily been able to hit Yusuke there, if not for the fact that Yusuke also stopped because he grabbed his leg. So it's like
little bits of choreography that are really cool.
Exactly. Yeah.
I also like that he used spirit energy, which is something that Yusuke uses, spirit gun. So he's got his own kind of spirit gun equivalent here. He kicks it, which is fun.
Cool.
Very much reminds me of a
certain volleyball match.
A certain volleyball match. Yes, exactly. In Hunter x Hunter.
Right. I know kicking and soccer versus volleyball. But the point is sports can make for wonderful aesthetics for energy blast shooting.
But he did not use territory.
No.
And I think that's very poignant because we had Yusuke sense that something was fake about his power.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to throw out the idea here that it's not about he's hiding his power level or something like that. But it's basically the power that he is putting on display right now is not his actual real power.
All right.
Meaning like his actual stuff that he uses that's actually the thing that makes him dangerous is going to be his territory.
Right. This seems like he's very much just being like, okay, they know that since I'm a previous spirit detective, I'll have these sorts of things. So
I
I'll
won't give them anything new.
Right, exactly. I'll just show them that I'm able to use it in much better ways than I used to.
Right, because I did train over the last 10 years.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, but I want to bring up the idea that this is thematically concurrent with the idea that he is also trying to establish that he's similar to Yusuke.
Oh.
Basically that if his game ultimately is to prove basically to Yusuke that he's following the true path, right? He's like, I'm going to show you the truth. Then I think he's going to do everything he can to look and feel and seem exactly like Yusuke, so that he's like, Yusuke,
we really aren't so different.
I'm just you in 10 years.
Right, because
you becoming me is inevitable. You don't have to do it now. It will happen later.
Right.
I'm just trying to give you a heads up, a spoiler,
Yeah, because of his ideals and also because of his ego, the ultimate win for Sensui, I would say, in this situation is not actually to have the demons overrun the human race and all of that stuff. He wants that.
Okay.
But he wants it to be something where the very people that are trying to stop him end up being won over and agreeing with him. And they're like,
proving that he was right, basically.
Yeah, proving that he's right. Which is again that whole ego thing, because he really doesn't need that. If it's just based on his ideals and this is what's just and recompense for everything that humanity has done, then it doesn't matter what they think, right? It really shouldn't. Why should you be bothered with the opinions of a few strangers, right?
Yeah, I think that's part of the actual thing of where he is broken on some level. And given that we saw in his little flashback bit that the actual sights of seeing humanity's darkest kind of bits that they were doing with the
demons and everything,
and stuff like that, that did actually break him. But it's not that he reformed; it's that he basically maybe he focused. Maybe it's a thing of where he tunnel visioned so that he's like, I can basically put all that aside so that I can do what I need to do. And that's why he's not insane. It's that he's like, in order to validate my tunnel vision, everything needs to be focused through that lens.
Right, because nothing else matters in comparison to the mission that I'm on because of all that stuff.
So therefore, he's going to use that as his own weapon against them to try and get them to split up, to doubt themselves, to do all this stuff.
Sure.
But the fact that Yusuke then brought up the idea that his power seems fake, there's the possibility that even that is actually a little bit of a veil, like a mask, if you will.
Saying that a person's power seems fake is a very specific observation. That's not something like, they seem to be holding back or whatever, right? Like something is concealed or there's whatever. That's different. But fake.
Fake is not invisible. Fake is basically saying something is propped up that is not true, if you will.
Sure.
So I would love the ego to actually be tied to the fake thing.
Okay.
Because if you think about fakery, it's presenting basically something for the sake of appearances.
Right. And that could be in order to manipulate someone or whatever. But if it's not,
him,
it could just be for pride.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that, because if there's a part of him that realizes that he is also broken down, then he might be living in denial of that of a sort, you know?
Or at the very least, in order to complete the mission, he can't judge himself yet. He basically has to keep this focused outwards.
Right.
But as he goes towards and closer to the end of his mission, he's going to realize that, no, I'm just like all of them. I deserve to die as well.
I will partake in this punishment as well, but I'm going to make sure that it hits everybody. You know?
Right, and that's probably where the insanity is that it's like, oh, I actually have to ignore that part in order to keep going.
Right.
Otherwise, I won't be competent enough. I'll be distracted. I'll be,
Sure.
I'll be, just having all kinds of other issues. I just think that's a really cool potential with him as a character fighting someone like Yusuke, who's going to pick him apart rather quickly. Like that's something that Yusuke is good at, is getting under people's skin and being like, oh, this pisses you off, doesn't it?
Right.
Like that's something there. I'm gonna dig at that.
Oh yeah. Because we also did see some of the things that Yusuke said getting a rise out of him, but it didn't seem to be the things that I would expect.
Yeah, that's true.
It was the smack talk. And I'm like, wait, hold on. What's like to make a comparison, Toguro wouldn't have given two shits about any amount of smack talk. Right? He wouldn't have, because he is the fucking strong. Right? Like there's okay, whatever makes you feel better before I paste you,
Yeah. But cry all you want, you little chihuahua.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But Sensui was upset by that, and by something that wasn't that bad of a burn. He was just saying, oh yeah, I'll make sure that, it smarts for you or whatever, something like that, right? So, like, this ego really runs deep.
It runs real deep,
like, and Yusuke, this is the thing where I could totally see him being like, oh, okay, I'm your superior in every way except that little area.
Yeah. Little bitch boy, little baby bitch boy, running away with your tail between your legs.
You're a really annoying little shit, And then Yusuke just, of course, leans into that, right?
Oh, I would love to see that, because I think when okay. I'm gonna try and bring this up in an odd angle here.
Okay.
I feel like when you're crafting a villain, one of the things that's really fun is to connect them to your main character.
Sure.
But one of the things that Yusuke has as a weakness that I feel like we just now have confirmed, basically, that Sensui does as well, is that Yusuke really, really doesn't like when other people belittle him. Like, really doesn't like it.
Yeah.
If anyone ever condescends to him or any kind of, doubting him or kind of throwing him
he's dealt with that shit his whole life, yeah.
Well, right. But it's not, it's not that anyone can do that. There's specific people that would be in positions of power.
Exactly.
That he would then want to spite them and be like, no, you basically represent something that I despise.
He's dealt with it enough to the point that a lot of it will be water off a duck.
Yeah,
but
more recently, he's grown a lot. Yes.
Right, yes, that too. But in addition to that, there he's fed up with that shit.
Oh, yes.
So if it's something where he can't just laugh it off or be like, yeah, whatever, then it'll really get under his skin.
Exactly, and he will tunnel vision, if you will.
Okay.
And I want to throw out the idea that Sensui has grown backwards in that regard compared to Yusuke.
Sure. Yes.
Sensui probably actually was the holy paladin on the mission back when he was the spirit detective. Strong sense of right and wrong. Resolute. You probably couldn't get under his skin back at that point because everything was maybe even more ironly set with his ideals of I'm doing the right thing.
Yep.
And no, you're just a demon trying to convince me to not end your life because you're a raving murderer or something. And then he executes him or something.
Right. His own equivalent of the Toguro, I am the fucking strong, but instead it's the I am the fucking righteous.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But now I think it's actually gone the opposite direction, and now little things like this will get under his skin because it's maybe coming from Yusuke for one, but two, it could also be just the idea that Yusuke is really good at finding tethers, little strings that are the weak point, and he's just like, let me pull on this, and he's like, hey, stop that,
Right.
stop that, and I I personally want to see the moment where we see like the real Sensui, the one that's basically like humanity needs to die, like the madness and hate in his head, all those screaming like voices and stuff, like that,
right?
Like
because Sensui is his own echo chamber right now. He
maybe
because he had a moment that broke him, right? And now nothing else could possibly change his mind, right?
Right.
Everyone else is wrong and isn't seeing the real truth. They aren't seeing reality, right? But he does, because he had that experience, right?
Yeah, and he has Chapter Black, which is a cool mechanical way to be like,
to reinforce
I don't need
his own
to prove
beliefs.
it to you.
It's right here.
The evidence is here.
I don't make the rules, you know?
And Kuwabara is probably going to be seeing that very soon.
Sorry, facts don't care about your feelings.
Oh my god.
And
the fact that Kuwabara though is going to probably end up seeing Chapter Black is
well,
that's terrifying.
But as a result of that, it's natural that he would regress, I would say, in a lot of areas, because the way that you grow is by being exposed to different things. And if he is so right, then he will not, like, because Yusuke, his journey has been as a result of running into different people, some that are his enemies, that cause him to basically get fresh perspective, grow, step outside his comfort zone, admit his shortcomings, all of these wonderful things. Sensui does not have that anymore. He has become sort of a cult of personality that has brainwashed other people into his own like agenda and things like that. And so there's nothing new for him, right? It's just the world needs to end, humanity needs to end, and I will do that, right? So, yeah, and if he ever becomes like aware of the ramifications of that, I feel like that could maybe be where he ends up getting broken down, because his ideals aren't as rock solid as they were back then.
Yeah.
Right. And he's telling himself, I think, that they are.
Okay.
Maybe that's going a bit out on a limb. But
yeah, I kind of get the vibe that he's holding himself together, basically, and that definitely feels like something that this type of a cult leader would have to do, especially if they were intelligent and rational. You know? Like I definitely think that like Sensui is being built up as the Machiavellian, like really smart, you know, very egotistical, like villain here. He's obviously a direct parallel to Yusuke in some ways, but his actual like competence lends to a person that would have to wrestle with the flaws in his own ideology. So I see innumerable flaws in his ideology. So he has to see at least some of them.
Right, like,
and I'm guessing he is very much trying to make sure that he keeps everything in some ways very paladin-like, and then I'm devoted to the mission. None of that other stuff matters right now.
Right.
I can deal with that later. For now, here, now, tunnel vision.
This is correct.
Haha,
so
tunnel vision. He's make the tunnel of the demon world.
Yes, he has a vision of a tunnel.
He has a vision of a tunnel. What if that was actually just a pun that Tagashi's doing there? He's like, I don't even know if that's a phrase in Japan specifically.
Right, yeah, so it might
not work. But the idea is like, he has a vision of the future involving a tunnel. You could say Sensui has tunnel vision. Yeah! Sorry, I had to.
Oh man, but this episode, I am so excited to see what happens next, because I can't wait. I don't want Kuwabara to be forced to watch Chapter Black, but I do want him to have a conversation with Sensui, because that I feel like it'll just be this nice little reflective surface for Sensui to potentially be able to see how close-minded he is.
And also, it's going to be a cool structural way for the story to just give us more insight into their group. And I very much like the reason why, structurally, we have people get captured by the bad guys is not just because, you know, a character could be a MacGuffin for the plot, which in this case it is. But it's also cool, now we have an extra reason for them to talk in a way that isn't very subtle. Like they have to speak a little bit more overtly about things.
To phrase it as a negative, one of the worst ways to give exposition is between two characters who already know what they're talking about.
Yes. Oh my God.
Right? It's like, so as you know that this is the thing. Oh yes, and you also know that this is the thing. And it's like, why are you guys saying this? It doesn't make sense. It's just look at the camera. It's obviously for the audience, right? Mm-hmm. But with Kuwabara, he doesn't know any of this shit.
What's going on?
Yeah, so, there you go.
Is that the portal to Demon World?
Right,
no,
exactly.
This is the actual, beginnings of the Kakai barrier, which we're dealing with in order to get to Demon World.
And
I remember some people talking about that Kenkai stuff or whatever.
Right. And given that Sensui is so egotistical and so obsessed with being right, he will absolutely take every opportunity to try and showcase to Kuwabara.
Oh, yeah, because he's going to try, and I think he's probably going to do pretty well once he gets Chapter Black involved, at actually, doing a form of brainwashing on Kuwabara. I actually feel like one of the most terrifying things that this arc could do is that it breaks Kuwabara a little bit, and, he maybe gets rescued, he maybe gets saved, but he's going to have his moment like Seaman, where it's like, can you keep going? In some ways, I like that they've probably foreshadowed this whole thing to be this way, in that Seaman was the one that he saved. And Seaman's still alive.
Right.
Maybe.
Yep.
Most likely.
Hopefully. We don't,
Yeah, we're not actually 100% sure on that.
Botan busted out some of her Shinigami powers that she totally has to save them.
Self-healing. But... if this becomes a situation where Kuwabara also maybe even has to fight Yusuke, that would be a hell of a thing.
What I would love to see is that Kuwabara, if he ends up getting shown Chapter Black, he ends up breaking as a result of it. Because I think that is a constant. You wouldn't be able to avoid that.
Yeah.
But we see what he gets to do after, when he is broken. Because I feel like that's what Sensui... That's the other half that he wasn't able to get, right? Just because you are broken down by something, that's okay.
Yeah. That's in some ways the struggle of humanity, is basically to allow yourself to be broken in thousands of ways over the course of your life. But every time you get broken, you add a little something into the hole that was created there, because that meant that the thing that was broken there needed to break, maybe.
Sure.
It just probably didn't need to break that painfully.
Right, exactly. Yeah. and so
needed to be reformed a little bit. And we learn and grow from those kinds of things.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see.
But
yeah, rescue arc time.
Let's go. Yeah, let's do this.
So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.